Okay, today you're going to be solving inequalities with variables on both sides. And again, this is going to be just like solving equations with variables on both sides, but you're just going to have to deal with the inequality. Meaning, if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, then you have to change the direction of the inequality. So, example 1 here is 6n minus 1 is greater than 3n plus 8. I would always recommend that you move the smaller variable. Move the smaller variable, and in this case it's the 3n. So if you subtract 3n from each side, then 6n minus 3n is 3n, and drop down everything else. Your next step is to isolate the variable. And again, you do that by inverse operation. So you're trying to get the 3n by itself, so you're going to add 1 to each side. So the 1's cancel, and 3n is going to be greater than 8 plus 1 is 9. And then you've got one step left, and that's to solve. The variable's being multiplied by 3, so you're going to divide both sides by 3. You divided both sides by a positive number, so there's no other work involved except to just simplify. So the 3's cancel, and n is greater than 9 divided by 3 is 3. Let's see, when six minus 3p is less than or equal to 4 minus p. And again, you're going to follow the same steps that you did on the last problem, so I'm not going to rewrite the steps. I'm going to move the smaller variable. The negative 3 is smaller than the negative 1, so you're going to add 3p to each side. So 6 is less than or equal to 4, and then negative 1p plus 3p would be positive 2p. If you subtract 4 from each side, 6 minus 4 is 2, and that's less than or equal to 2p. And now you can divide both sides by 2. The 2's will cancel. And 2 divided by 2 is 1 is less than or equal to p. All right, I want to show you an example of some things that you may run in, or you're gonna run into today. And these are called special solutions. Let's say that you're given a problem and you got 10 minus 8a is greater than or equal to 10 minus 8a. All right, if you haven't recognized this yet, if you add 8a to each side, the 8a's cancel on both sides. And look what you're left with. You're left with 10 is greater than or equal to 10. Now, when you were solving equations and this happened, there were infinite solutions. Okay? It's the same case here. When you get to a step like this in the problem, whether it's 10 is greater than or equal to 10, whether it is negative 8a is greater than or equal to negative 8a. Any time where what you've got on both sides is the same and it's greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, then your solutions are all real numbers. All right, solution set is all real numbers, real important. The other type of problem that you will see or may see will look something like 6m minus 5 is greater than 7m plus 7 minus m. In this case, be sure to combine like terms first. So on the left-hand side, you still have 6m minus 5. And on the right-hand side, you have a 7m minus an m. So you have 6m plus 7. Now watch what happens after you subtract 6m from each side. These cancel. And you're left with negative 5 is greater than 7. Negative 5 is never greater than 7, is it? Okay? So when you get to this step, since this is not the case, this cannot happen. That's not true. This is no solution. So again, like when you were solving equations, if you get to the final step in your problem and the answer doesn't make sense, like this doesn't make sense, negative 5 can never be greater than 7. That's no solution. If you were to get something like 7 is less than 3, 7 is not less than 3. So that's not true. This would be no solution. Okay? Okay? So either of those examples are called special cases, special solutions. So keep your eyes open for those. Your assignment for today is going to continue on that page 190 handout from yesterday. And I want you to do problems 23 through 28. And then 29 to 31. Okay? 23 to 28 and then 29 to 31, and please show all your work. And I'll be collecting these at the end of the period.